This week I'm going to be talking about my experiences with the Canon 70-200 f2.8. Hello, my name is Cade and this is DSLRguide. So today I'm going to be talking about my Canon 70-200 and basically talking about my experiences and what I think of it. I'm not going to be doing a kind of sharpness test or anything like that. If you want a video about that, then there are plenty of other videos. But I'm just going to be talking about basically what I think of it and you know, the perspective of someone who owns the lens that could hopefully help someone who is considering buying it. So it's pretty universally known as a high quality lens. It is an L series lens, which basically means good build quality and the image quality are going to be great. And there's kind of no question about whether it's a good lens. But the real question is it worth the money? Is it going to fit your shooting style well enough, and is it going to get enough use to the point where you're happy enough to invest £900 or whatever large amount of money this lens costs? So the first thing about this lens are the stats of it. So it's a 70-200, which is a really great telephoto range. I use it on a crop sensor camera, which means it's 1.6 times that. And then the other thing about this lens is it's 2.8, and for me that's really important. You could save yourself some money and get the 70-200 f4, but I personally really like to have the aperture of 2.8. I find myself using it at 2.8 a lot on my 600D where it hasn't got as good low light performance. It's just, for me, it's almost essential. But I also didn't go out and spend £2,000 on the IS version because telephoto lens is going to be pretty shaky anyway, so I use a monopod and that's okay. You know, even if it had IS, I wouldn't be able to use it handheld, so that's why I went for the 2.8. Again, there are a few factors into whether it's worth it. I personally would say it's not actually good value at all. I managed to get this second hand, and that's basically the only reason why I got this lens. I got it for $450, I think. So if this lens had been priced at $450, I would say yeah, go for it. But personally, I don't think spending £900 on this lens is worth it, and that's where you want to look into the Tamron equivalent. But I'll talk about that a bit later. So yeah, in terms of how much use you get out of it, I personally bring this on pretty much every shoot. Anything that's, you know, not just me going around casually, I'll definitely have this. So, because I really like the telephoto look, and it's a pretty essential lens, despite it being, some people may think of it as a kind of specialty lens. It actually is. It gets a lot of use from me. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that I use it almost as much as my medium range zoom, my 17-50. I actually find myself using this just as much, which may sound a bit weird, but yeah, basically try it out yourself, and I think you'll probably find yourself using it. It's not the sort of lens that gets left in your bag. For event shooting, you always want to have telephoto because you can't always get as close, and it also gives that nice compression look, and allows you to have a variety of focal lengths, which is very important. Now, another reason why you may want to get this over a Tamron or a cheaper lens is you get a really nice focus throw. You can see we've got from here all the way around. Let's see, that's almost 180, which compared to my Tamron 17-50, it's just so much better. You can really, that's a really noticeable thing, is that you can get some really nice focus pulls and some precise ones as well, which is great. So yeah, if I was to sum it up, this is a really well built lens, really high quality, really good image quality, and really fast autofocus, although I'm not a photographer, and it does the job. 70-200 f2.8 is a really useful lens to have, but I would say it's not something that everyone is going to want to spend full price on. If you can find it secondhand on a good deal, go for it, but otherwise I would actually recommend the Tamron 70-200 f2.8 non-IS, which is an older lens, but have a look into it if you're considering buying this one, just to kind of see whether it's actually worth shelling out as much money, because you could get the Tamron and spend an extra 300-400 quid on something else rather than getting just this. So yeah, that's my opinion on the 70-200 2.8. I'll see you next week.